Hey guys, here in a nutshell with me, Ilan. Ako, medyo MIA ako the past few days. Pasensya na kayo, medyo naging busy lang. Oo nga, sorry. Kasi nagpe-prepare kami para sa arrival ng aking parents-in-law. Yan, mother-in-law, my father-in-law are here from the Philippines. So we've been a little busy. Actually, wala kami ngayon sa Windsor. Wala kami sa bahay. Nandito kami ngayon sa Toronto and we'll be here for a couple of more days to spend more time with them dahil dito muna sila for the meantime. But anyway, I'm back with another topic which I think, naku, matitrigger na naman ng ilan sa inyo. Hindi naman yun ang main agenda ko sa discussion ito. I want, as usual, your inputs. Ano ba talaga? Paano ba kaya talaga masusolusyonan kaya ang sitwasyong ito involving international students getting supplies from food banks. Okay, akala ko medyo mananahimik na itong issue na ito. Kasi mga last year pa, di ba? I'm sure alam ninyo. Last year, nag-peak itong usapin tungkol dito. Matapos, yung ibang mga international students nagpo-post, pinagyayabang pa na sila ay, nakakatipid daw dahil kumukuha sila ng kanilang pagkain sa mga food bank. After many of those posts became viral, there was a discussion of how food banks are really intended for locals, mga Canadian citizens and permanent residents. I thought when that was made clear before, medyo at the very least, maglalaylo na ang mga international students sa pagpunta sa mga international mga food banks. But apparently, that's not the case. Meron pa rin pong mga nagsusubok pumunta sa mga food bank at merong mga nagko-complain kung bakit ang mga food bank ay hindi daw sila tinatanggap. Anyway, sige, puntahan natin tong report na ito. This one is quoting, meron silang interview, isang international student, akala ko nga advocate, activist pala, no? Complaining or expressing concerns about how the Metro Vancouver Food Bank is not helping international students. Okay? Yeah, and this is from City News. Okay, hold on.
Greater Vancouver Food Bank says that they are not going to provide any food to any international students who are studying in their first year, which is really awful.
International student activist Jaskiran Singh says he doesn't agree with the Greater Vancouver Food Bank's policy to not offer their services to international students in their first year, a barrier he says will make life harder for students new to the country.
If we want to help international students, this is the one thing which we can get rid of.
City News.
So ayun na sabi niya, in short, kung gusto niyo tulungan, padaliin ang buhay ng mga international students, parang specifically first-year international students pa ngayong tinutukoy dito, tanggalin niyo yung punisiyan na yan, na bawal kayo mag-service o tumulong sa mga international students. Kinuha ng report ang side niya, ng Greater Vancouver Food Bank. At ang sinasite basically na basehan para sa kanilang policy to not cater to international students yung government rules requiring international students na magkaroon ng sapat na pera para sustentuhan ang kanilang mga sarili pagdating nila dito sa Canada. Di naman kailayon, alam naman ng mga international students yun. Dapat pinaghahandaan po talaga ang inyong pagpunta dito, di ba? Kailangan talaga meron kayong pondo. I'm sure you guys have heard more than enough horror stories of international students being duped into believing na sige, show money lang ang kailangan mo dyan. Pagpunta mo dun, magtrabaho ka, mababawi mo, kaya mong sustentuhan ang sarili mo through your earnings. No, that is not true. Okay? You are an international student, again, who you should study here. That's your number one priority. And that comes with costs na dapat nyong alamin at paghandaan. In fact, tinaasan nga ng gobyerno ng Canada yung required funds for this starting this year. Sige, puntahan natin, magkano ba dapat ang dala ng mga international students? At sapat ba yan, palagay ninyo, para sustentuhan ang kanilang sarili. Ito ayan, revised requirements to better protect international students. So, December 2023 pa to and this taking effect January 1st, 2024. Okay. Tingnan nyo. Okay. Ito na. Noon, $10,000 for a single applicant ang kailangan as cost of living requirement for study permit applicants. Okay. Pero for 2024, tinaasan na ito. Ito na. For 2024, a single applicant will need to show that they have more than $20,600. Okay? In addition, on top of their first year of tuition and travel costs. So talagang pang ano nyo to? Pangkain ninyo, rent din, kasama, no? So again, iba pa to dun sa tuition at travel costs niyo papunta dito sa Canada. $20,635. Oy, malaking pera yun. Okay, malaking pera yun. So, naiintindihan ko yung mga food banks. Sinabi nyo nung nag-apply kayo bilang students, meron kayong ganitong pera. Minimum pa yan, I'm sure yung mga nag-a-apply ng mga students, no, thinking that, hindi, para ma-approve ako talaga, dagdagan ko pa yan. Dagdagan pa yung amount na yan. Nasa na yung pera na yun? Siyempre, yun yung nasa isip ko ng mga food banks. I can't blame them for imposing that policy. Diba? Tsaka kasi ang isa sa napansin ko dito sa unang report na pinakita ko sa inyo, ang title ng report, Concerns over Local Food Banks' Refusal to Serve First-Year International Students. First year pa nga lang, at the very least, sana may pondo pa kayo. Diba? Parang in a way, mas matatanggap ko pa kung patapos na no? Patapos ko na sa pag-aaral mo. Naku, hindi na umabot, hindi na naiipit na, medyo tight na talaga yung budget. But you're in your first year. What happened, guys? What happened? Again, yung mga nag-viral po dati ng mga international students boasting of them going to food banks for their supplies. Wala naman po ako, thankfully, nakita mga Pilipino involved dyan. Tayo pong mga Pilipino, naniniwala ako, no, meron tayong kahit pa paano, mahiya tayo. Siguro noon, may confusion kung sino dapat ang pwede sa food banks. Kaya akala nung ilan, sige, punta ko ng food bank. Pero pag nasabihan tayo mga Pilipino na bawal, I'd like to believe many of us, follow the rules, especially pag nasa ibang bansa po tayo tulad dito sa Canada. So ayun, alam mo, ang hirap din na awayin naman yung mga food banks na ba't ninyo tinutulungan, kailangan pa rin ng tulong yan, no matter what. Totoo din naman, di ba? We don't know where students are coming from. Kapag sila po ay nagpupunta sa food banks, they really may be in need. That's one issue nga. Paano kaya kung talagang nangangailangan din ng pagkain ng mga international students? Hindi ko alam, baka naubos ang pondo for some emergency. How do you deal with that? Kasi minsan naiisip ko, hindi kaya naghigpit din ng mga food banks. Matapos magkaroon ng mga pang-aabuso sa kanila, again, as reported last year. Dami kasing medyo nainis, kasi nga, ng mga international students, some of them posting online, tignan nyo itong nakuha ko sa mga food bank, ang dami nito, kaya punta na rin kayo doon para makatipid kayo. Siyempre, medyo na-turn off naman po yung iba doon, especially at this time when a lot of Canadians are in need of food banks. Okay? Tingnan nyo, may report na. This is a report just from a few days ago, a couple of days ago, October 28, 2024. Monthly food bank use in Canada soars to record 2 million. Diba? So obviously, may pressure talaga ngayon sa food banks to better manage their available inventory, their resources. Diba? Gusto nilang, siyempre, ang daming nangangailangan ngayon sa food bank, sinong unahin nila? Siyempre yung nasa isip nila, how will they prioritize what they have? Alam namin ng mga international students, may pera yan. So baka, let's put them at the bottom of our priorities. That's where they're coming from. Tsaka yun na nga medyo, I'm pretty sure maraming na-turn off at nagali dun sa mga social media posts last year. Balikan natin yung ilan dyan, ha? Tignan nyo to, ha? This was a... bago po natin ipagpatuloy yung episode na yan, just a short commercial. This channel, ito pong in a nutshell, is open for collaboration, guys, ha? If you're interested in creating content with me, please contact Talentado Creative Agency o yung Talentado CA. Sila po ang mag-handle ng mga collaborations for in a nutshell. And for content creators looking for someone to help boost your channels, whether here on YouTube, on Facebook, TikTok, i-consider nyo po ang Talentado Agency. Matutulungan po kayo, ito ng anak ko, matutulungan po kayo in networking. Ako personally, ang dami ko na agad natutulan sa kapwa, talentado, talents na nakausap ko na. Ang dami mga tips on how to improve and boost my channel. So yeah, ito po ang contact information ng Talentado CA, and I will also put it down in the description box if you're interested. Okay, back to episode. While back, ito yung bang medyo nainis sa mga tao, nung nakakita nila to last year.
So you're really trying to make this out like it was just some poor student having trouble with grocery bills, right? Like this video didn't go on talking about him and his roommate systematically taking turns pulling out of the food bank. Does this look like just normal amounts of groceries to you? Why don't we break down what he's got here? Have a look at this first picture. Sorry, couldn't get it any less blurry than that. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tubs. 6 tubs. How will you check out the amount of cereal he's got? 6 boxes of cereal. My family of 5 kids when I was growing up would go through 1 box a week. Remember, him and his roommates take turns going to the food bank every week and taking as much as they possibly can. And he's promoting everyone to do this too. He's got a ton of ketchup packets for some reason. You look at the amount of eggs in the corner.
So kita nyo yung storya niya, So may mga group, hindi siya yung international student, guys, ha? Okay, I just saw that on X. He was talking about how parang international students, mga roommates, nagtitake turns pagpunta sa food bank. Pinupuno nila yung pantry nila, parang gano'n. Diba? So iniisip ko siguro, kung hindi kaya nagkaroon ng mga ganitong viral stories, baka naman napagbibigyan ng international students. What do you think? Siyempre, may mga arguments din, na ang mga international students, yung iba, sinasabi, may ambag din naman sila sa ekonomiya, ng Canada. Baka naman pwedeng pagbigyan din sa mga ganitong pagkakataon. By the way, there are arguments saying na international students, mga colleges and universities lang naman ang kumita dyan. Oy guys, hindi Meron din akong research tungkol dyan. Na mismong economic benefits, specifically tax revenues sa mga pinagagastos ng mga international students sa Canada. Malaki rin, malaki rin. Ito. This is official data from, the Government of Canada. I think IRCC to. Assessing the economic impact of international students in Canada. Ayan, dito sa part na to, Table 7. Tingnan nyo yung title, Tax Revenue Impact. From spending by all international students noong 2022, okay? This covers indirect taxes and personal income taxes ng international students. In millions ito. Puntahan na lang natin yung total din. Diba? Yan, per province. Umabot ang bilyon. Diba? In 2022, ang ambag sa tax revenues ay more than $7.4 billion. That's just for 1 year alone, Malaki rin. So, ang tanong dyan, what do you think about that? I'm not advocating for anything, Ano ba talaga kaya ang nararapat na polisiya ng gobyerno ng Canada patungkol sa food banks? Because, sa totoo lang, there is really, I didn't find any government policy specifically talking about rules for food banks. Wala. Ang basehan lang po talaga ng mga food banks na nagde-decline ng international students ay yung required financial, yung pondo mula sa international students. But the Canadian government has not really set a rule Na oo, ang food banks, bawal ang international students dyan. In fact, may mga food banks catering to international students. Meron din po talaga mga gano'n. Merong mga, walang problema. Siguro, yung maraming supplies din, ano? Isa ring naisip ko kasi, no, what if sabihin bigla na, o sige, food banks, dapat wag niyong tanggihan ang mga international students. For those incoming international students, naku, hindi mo rin maiwasan. Nasa isip na nila yan, alam nila na, oy, pwede pala ako magpunta sa Canada, di ko po problemahin yung yung pagkain ko, di pala ako magugutom dun. Kasi pwede ako magpunta ng food banks. So it will, affect yung mentality nila na dapat paghandaan nila ng gusto yung Canada. That's one concern. Oo, no. Kayo, what do you think? Ano kaya ba talaga? Ang hirap eh. Kasi if you say na dapat talaga pagbawalan, para naman nagdadamot ko sa nagugutom, di ba? Ayoko naman maging ganun. Pero yun na nga, but at the same time, there have been abuses. So food banks are also protecting themselves. And the third, again, how are we to say ba talaga kung sino ang nangangailangan ng tulong at hindi? What if somebody may have money, but, talaga nagtitipid sila dahil baka wala pa silang mahanap na trabaho, ayaw nilang bawasan yung pondo nila, kaya nasa isip nila, baka naman pwede akong tulungan kahit pa paano ng food banks. May mga ganun. But anyway, that's another issue continuously na hinaharap ng mga international students dito sa Canada. Again, kaya guys, kapag mag-international student kayo dito, be prepared. Wag, as much as possible, let's not be a burden to the Canadian government. Lalo na, if you want to eventually be a permanent resident here, student pa lang, pero student pa lang, ganun na ang nangyayari sa'yo. Hindi, you wanna prove that you deserve to be here, that you're an addition to Canada's economy, di ba? Hindi kuha lang ng mga available resources. So, ayun, what do you guys think? Okay? So, palagay ninyo? As usual, let me know down there in the comment section. I'll end this episode here. Thanks, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!